Oh my God! OMG! Oh my God! Now that phrase used to sound like blasphemy on my ears. I was brought up quite strictly in terms of my language, and use of language like Jesus as an epithet was a no-no, and still feels quite grating on my ears. But oh my God, now that phrase is used so much of the time. People are, you hear it all the time, and you can kind of blame that TV show Friends for some of that, because it really popularized the phrase. They use it all the time. Now, most people listening to my channel are people who already know me a bit, so you'll know that I know that there's a creator to this world. It might be within us, it might be the creator might be sort of the 0 point, the singularity might be in your own pineal gland or something like that. I don't know, but I know that there's a creator to this place, and we mostly use the term God, which most people understand. But Allah, Buddha, some people say that Jesus Christ is God or the creator. I don't want to get too hung up on linguistics though, because at the end of the day, the creator of this world doesn't have much need for our simple language. We can lose ourselves in that. But if the creators of this lower world, this underworld that is so unloving, so hell-bent on creating fear and disinfo and misinfo, and poisoning the well with the language and the spells that we cast. I wonder to myself whether there isn't, obviously, like most things in the media, a secondary or tertiary purpose to getting us to use this as common language. You can walk down an English high street and you will hear that phrase used as much as it would be in America, perhaps. But I have to wonder whether just for that reason, that the word, that, okay, you could say, either they're getting us to diminish as it is, or is the word, does it refer or infer someone else? Does this God that they've given us, this term, refer to someone else, or something else rather? Some other entity. So I don't know. Of course, I can't know that. But I just thought, as I'm driving out here, we've got a home for 10 days. We've gotten the use of a family member, Andrea's side family member, going back to South Africa for 10 or 12 days. We've got the use of the house now extended until the 1st of January. So for the rest of this decade, my little family, Jessica, Luke, Alexander, Andrea and I, and Pebbles, the dog, unfortunately not the cat, who's still with Charlotte Love. Thanks for that, for listening. We'll all be together for the next 10 days, which is, I was thinking about it just the other night, when we were back at the old house. It's probably a bit more than 3 months ago now. We all sat down at the table and I said, guys, this might be the last time we get to sit together for quite some time and have a meal as a family and so on. We sat at the table every night. We had a table in there, a nice sized table in the kitchen. We sat there every night, pretty much. We were never in front of the TV, and of course I've turned my TV off 5 years ago or so. Actually, I've been thinking a bit about, wistfully thinking a little bit about my last few years, because I did a show, you might have seen it on Brian Staveley, Karen B, a show thing where they sort of asked me some questions, or I went over my awakening story, and I realized that I hadn't really thought about it pretty much in the last while, and I forgot so many things that I think are useful or interesting in terms of the story that it has been to get us to this point. Some of the highs and some of the lows, and sometimes you don't really want to air all your lows on prime time YouTube with the Flat Earth prime time. Yeah, it's been quite a journey to get to this point, and I guess I was talking to someone, or corresponding with someone today or yesterday, and he was saying, or someone else had made a comment in maybe in a YouTube video, saying that they'd made, he a guy from Finland actually, it had cost him dearly. His family have basically disowned him. His blood family, his sisters and stuff. Wow. I've come, and actually I have to confess I'm not absolutely sure of the route, because I've taken a different route. Well, I'm not used to coming out that often to this place called Southend, which is where Jessica has been staying with her boyfriend temporarily. Sorry guys. I'm gonna cut the video. Yeah, I think. Oh no, I can go that way. We'll just go around the circle again. Traffic circle. Yeah. I don't have a lot of time left on this video because memory issues, but I think I had something else worth saying this morning. Last night, Alexander went to sleep saying, "Want to go home. Want to go home." And this morning, it was painful. And this morning, he said the same thing when he woke up. And that's a tough one, I've got to say. It's been one of the toughest parts of this, is unsettling Alexander and not being able to explain to him fully properly why we're not going home, and why we keep putting him in different beds, different situations. I'm going to be setting up the distiller today. I might even take the computer out in storage as well, just because we can set it up for 10 days. I've been doing a bit of video editing on my phone, which is kind of fun, putting in some music and cutting a few clips together. If you've watched some of that, I hope you've enjoyed it. Sorry if got the volume a bit wrong on I did yesterday with Alexander playing with squirrels. That was fun to see him just joyously jumping around, a little bit frightened, a little bit excited by the proximity of the squirrels. They were pretty full on yesterday. I think they hadn't been very well fed lately. And actually, Patricia Steer, thank you for your very kind comment. If you're listening to this, it's nice to have you back on Facebook. On my Facebook is a new one that Andrew and I started because I shut my old one down. Nice to have you on YouTube, back on YouTube, and hopefully we'll be seeing your the fruits of your labour and your skill set soon. But I understand that this is a very tough journey, tough for us all in different ways. And like that guy from Finland, my new friend from Finland, you know, he's, I think, lost pretty much everything. His house, well, I don't know about his house, but his job and his wife. It seems most of us, many of us, all of us perhaps, if I cast my mind over the people I know, are having extremely challenging times, or have had to come through extremely challenging times. I guess some people may have come through it, but maybe not. Maybe everybody's, if they're out in the world trying to face up to this, then they've got hardship. I mean, you know, there's people who maybe aren't facing up to this and are kind of hunkered down, and that in itself is a hardship. But I write to somebody that some days I wish, some days I feel like, oh, if only I was still asleep. I did say that to somebody. If only I was still asleep. Sometimes I feel like that. Still earning a salary and better sleep. I mean, obviously, for me, you know, I gave away all. I wasn't able to retain the purpose for going through that. You know, I mean, there's days, of course, at the moment when I'm like, well, I might have to go and do that. I might have to go and do that. I might have to go and do that. Because when I look around me, I don't see many people, you know, making it without having a, you know, there's a very small handful that are making it. So some days you feel like that, and then there's other days I'm like, fuck this, I am absolutely this divine being of light, and I should be creating something more beautiful. We've been sold a bag of lemons that we have to rely on a system means of generating a life for ourselves. You know, I'm talking to a guy at the moment who might have created for himself that kind of self-sustainable situation, and I think this is something that we should all be encouraged to look at, because if 2020 doesn't bring like the ending and the changing that some predict, and I respect the prediction, but I don't know that that's how it all plays out. You know, I'm more inclined to think that, as I've maybe said a number of times, that the cities are being built, that the smart cities are being built and built and built with the agenda of just holding in more and more souls into the future. So, you know, our responsibility is to ourselves to find our way out, and then to our fellow brethren, sisters, brothers and sisters, to help them find their way out, if and when they're ready for it. It's a process, isn't it? And maybe more and more people are becoming ready for it, but it's still a process. Go from, and you know, I've come up with Grain State recently, you know, where I meet some guys that are in Flat Earth are still so close to their original kind of settings, that they are a long way from, it doesn't mean it takes a long time, but they're a long way from achieving like that inner journey. I say that thinking, shit, my inner journey is a little bit upside down at the moment, because I was hearkening back to when we were in the house, and so much more kind of balance to it. You know, I was able to create that balanced environment much of the time, despite difficult circumstances. But anyway, I mean, this is maybe just simply my path, and you know, you've got your path, and you know, we've each it's a rocky road. It must be a rocky road. You know, you don't get given the keys for free, and I don't mean money free. I mean soul, spirit growth free. We've set ourselves this challenge. I think we've come here, be poisoned by the system, and then clean ourselves up so as to walk with a bright light again, you know, and maybe some kind of higher onward trajectory. But all of that is loving speculation, my friends. Loving speculation. So, hey ho, I better get back to the sat-nav thing, because I'm not seeing that while I'm filming, because I can't be that far from making some turns. I'll catch you later. Have a super day and be well, my friends. Thanks for listening.